Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll execute the same program. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, we'll execute the same program, that is finding the factorial of a given number. So and with the help of recursion. So whenever we want to use recursion, the main important thing we have to remember is we have to implement with function. We have to implement with function. Okay, so for that one, what I will do is I will rewrite the entire program. Okay, so I'm starting with include statement, hash include stdio.h. So whenever we want to write with the help of a function, I already informed you we have to use three statements. First statement is function declaration, second one is function calling, and third one is function definition. Okay, so three statements we have to write. So first one is function declaration. So the main important thing we have to remember is whenever we want to use recursion, it must contain return type. Okay, so that is int fact of how many arguments we have to pass to find the factorial is only one argument. So int fact of int n. So this is function declaration. This is function declaration. Okay. Now we have to write void main. We have to write void main. So first we don't know what is the value of n. So for that one I'm taking one variable n, and for finding the factorial I'm taking fact value to store the factorial value. First we have to read the n value by using printf state. First we'll ask him to enter n value. Enter n value, and we have to read n value by using scanf statement, that is scanf percentage d comma address of n. Okay, address of n. Okay, now we know the value of n. So now what we have to do is we have to call this function fact function. So make sure that here the function name is fact and the variable name is also fact. So it cannot be, we cannot have those two things same. So for that reason, what I'm doing is I'm taking it as f. Okay. Now I'm calling the function, that is f is equal to fact of n. So why I'm writing f is equal to means what is the return type of fact is int. That means whenever I'm calling fact function, it will returns an integer value. So to hold that value, I'm using this variable f. That means after calling this function fact of n, it will returns one integer value. That integer value I'm storing into f. That is the reason why I'm writing the statement. So the statement is function calling. Okay. Now finally what you have to do is you have to display the f value, that is printf factorial is equal to percentage d comma, and we have to display the value of f. Okay. So now we have completed our function declaration, and then we have completed our function calling. What is the last one we have to do is function
Function
definition.
definition.
So the main important thing you have to remember is function declaration, function definition will have same prototype. And what is the meaning of it is whatever the written type we are having here, same written type must be there in function definition. The function name must be same, number of arguments must be same, type of arguments must be same. So that is the reason what I'm doing is I'm copying it and I'm pasting it here. Okay. Now now what we are doing is we want to implement with the help of recursion. If you want to implement with the help of recursion, in recursion we are having two cases are there. First one is called base case. First one is called base case. Second one is called general case. Did you remember what is meant by base case? Base case is the one which will give results. So for factorial, what is the value of 0 factorial is? What is the value of 0 factorial is 1.
1.
Similarly, what is the value of 1 factorial is equal to 1.
1.
So these two comes under base case. So remaining all, that is n factorial, this comes under general case. Only these two will give results. So what is the value of n factorial is? N factorial is nothing but n into fact of n minus 1. Okay, let me take a simple example. What is the value of 5 factorial? What is the value of 5 factorial is? 5 factorial is
5
nothing
into
but
4
5
factorial.
into 4 factorial. So are we getting result here? Are we getting any result here? No, we are not getting any result. So this is called general case. But whenever we are having cases like 0 factorial or 1 factorial which will give results, so this is called base case. Okay, so whenever you are writing a recursive solution, you have to write these two cases. You have to write base case as well as general case. First I will write the base case. What is our base case? If n is equal to 0, if n is equal to 0, or or n is equal to 1. n If n is equal to 0 or n is equal to 1, what is our value we have to return is, we have to return what is the value we have to return is, we have to return 1.
1.
1. So this is base case. Now we have to write general case. What is that is general case is else. What is our general case? What we have to return here is return. What we have to return here is return n into. So this is the thing. N into same function we have to call, that is fact of n minus 1. Okay. Now we'll close the fact function and then we'll close the, sorry, no, already fact function is closed. Okay. So this is our recursive solution. So let me execute this one first. It is asking value, so I'm giving it 7. So the factorial is 5040. So this is how we have to implement our factorial value with the help of recursion. So we'll copy this one entire thing. So I will place it into your manual. I will share it later. Can I repeat this one or is it okay? Can I repeat this one or is it okay? Okay, good. So we'll go to our next program. We'll go to our next program. Okay, thank you. We'll go to our next program. What is our next program is, write a C program to display n numbers. So this is our next program. So whenever they have given some program, try to read that program for minimum two times. Okay. In the first attempt itself, you may not understand the program clearly. So you have to read it twice, minimum twice. It is better to read three times, minimum. Okay, so I will read the program first. Write a program in C that is okay to display n terms of even natural numbers and their sum. That means we have to display n even natural numbers and their sum. Okay, even natural numbers. Suppose I want to display 10 even natural numbers. 10 even natural numbers. My n value is 10. 10 even natural numbers. What are first 10 natural even natural numbers? That are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 20. So these are the things we have to display if I'm giving n is equal to 10, and along with that one I have to display sum of all these values. Sum of all these values. That is the thing we have to display here. Okay. So for that one I'm writing the program. So as usual I will start my program with include statement, that is hash include stdio.h, then void main. Okay. So first they are asking n natural numbers. So we don't know what is the n value. For that one I'm taking one variable called n. Okay, first we have to read the n value. So for that one I'm writing printf enter n value. Okay, and then we have to read the value of n by using scanf percentage d comma address of n. We know. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to repeat our loop from 1 to n. Whenever we are repeating our loop from 1 to n, only we have to select even numbers only. Even though we are repeating our loop from 1 to n. So first let me tell you how to repeat our loop. I'm taking for loop only for I is equal to 1, and we have to repeat our loop up to n. So for that one I'm repeating I less than or equal to n and I plus plus. So I'm not declared I values, I'm declaring I value here. I plus plus. So this one is used to repeat from 1 to n. But from 1 to n, what we have to do is we have to select only even numbers. When we can say I is an even number, for that one we have to check a condition. What is that condition we have to verify is it must be perfectly divisible by 2. I must be perfectly divisible by 2. If I mod 2 is equal to 0, then what we have to do is first we have to display that value. Printf we have to take some value. Okay, okay, good. Okay, first I will display n I value, then we'll go for next thing. Okay, so I'm going to display integer value, that is percentage d, and I want to use some space. For that one I'm using backslash t, and I want to display I value. Okay, first let me execute this program first. So I will enter value of n is 20. So it is displaying 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So whenever you are writing a program, the most important thing you have to remember is before writing the program itself, you must be in a position to write what is our output. So that's why whenever you are writing exams, that's why we are asking what is your predicted output. So what is the meaning of it is before writing the program itself, you must be in a position what is our output. So if you know the output, then only we can move over in shift from, or we'll write the algorithm from input to output. Okay. Now along with that one, what we have to do is you have to perform 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus so on up to 20. Okay. So we have not yet performed this option, performed this one. So to perform this sum, what I have to do is first I have to declare one variable called sum is equal to 0. And whenever it is even number, what you have to do is you have to perform sum is equal to sum plus I. So if I is equal to 2, we are adding 2 to our sum. If I is equal to 4, we are adding 4 to our sum. If I is equal to 6, we are adding 6 to our sum. If I is equal to 8, we are adding 8 to our sum. Up to 20, this will be repeated. Okay, so finally after completing this for loop, what we have to do is you have to display the sum for this one. I have to write printf statement, that is sum is equal to percentage d, it is an integer variable, and we have to display sum. Okay. Let me execute this program now. So I will enter 20 only. Okay. So these are the values, even values, and finally I'm displaying sum. This is the sum value. Okay. So first of all, I will copy this program. And I will copy the output also. Okay. So this is our next program. So we'll have another program and then we'll close it. So this is our program now. Okay. So all of you read this program and try to all of you read this program. So I request all of you to read this program for at least 2 to 3 times. Okay. So then you have to understand what is the meaning of it. So here what they are asking is, suppose if I'm entering n is equal to 3. If I'm entering n is equal to 3, what we have to do is you have to perform 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. So this is the thing, you have to perform summation of these three things, which is equal to 1 plus 1 by 1 means 1 plus 0.05 plus and then 0.335, I think.
0.3.
0 point something 335, I think. Okay. So what is the value nearly is equal to? The value will be 1.835. So this is if we are giving 3 as an input, this will be our output. Okay. So before writing the program itself, you must be in a position to understand what will be our result required output. Okay. So here it is dealing each and everything with the help of points, that is precision. So better to declare each and every variable in terms of doubles. Okay. Hash include stdio.h, hash include stdio.h, then void main. Okay. So first we have to know what is the n value. So first for that one I have to declare one variable called n, and to perform sum we have to use sum is equal to 0. As I informed you earlier, instead of taking integer we will take double. We'll take double, or otherwise what we'll do is we'll take, okay, we'll see if you're having any problem, then we will modify it. I'm taking both the values as double, and we'll take one variable which is of type integer type. One variable is of integer type for loop repetition. First we have to know what is the n value. So for that one I'm writing printf n value. And then we have to read n value, that is scanf percentage d comma address of n. Okay. Now we have, what we have to do is you have to write a for loop for, how to write the for loop for I is equal to, what is the starting value here? We are dividing, we are
1.
start 1 with 1, then 2, then 3. So for that one, what is our starting value is 1, and we have to repeat this one up to en, and each time first we are dividing with 1, second time we are dividing with 2, third time we are dividing with 3. That means each time we are incrementing by 1. So for that one I have to write I plus plus.
I plus.
Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to write sum is equal to sum plus whatever the previous sum we are having, sum plus each and every time we are having one only. Okay, each and every time we are dividing with one only. So for that case what I am doing is 1 by, if I is equal to 1 we have to divide with 1, if I is equal to 2 we have to divide with 2, if I is equal to 3 we have to divide with 3. So for that case I am writing I. So instead of writing 1 here, I will write it as 1.0. I will tell you what is the purpose of it, why we are writing 1.0. Okay, and then finally what I will do is I will display that value. So here what is n type is, n is see, otherwise what we'll do is we'll take n value also integer type only. Okay, now we have to display some value. So for that one I have to display, I have to write a printf statement, printf sum is equal to, sum is which type? Double type. So how to display double type?
LF.
Percentage, okay, good, percentage lf, percentage lf comma, and we have to display some value. We will verify whether it is correct or not, otherwise we'll modify it. Okay. Is asking, so initially I will give 3 only. Okay, see here, are we getting correct answer or not? Maybe here I have written 8.35, it is 8.33 only. Okay, suppose what will happen if I write 1 here, if I write 1 here, what will happen? Can anyone tell me what is the output of this program if I write 1? Okay, see here. 1 by 1 means 1, 1 by 2 means 0, 1 by 3 means 0. So the output will be, I think, 1. We have to get 1. So if you see this output, then you will understand 1.0. Did you, are you able to find why we are getting 1 here? Why? Because here it is 1 means it is an integer value. Integer by integer is equal to integer only. Integer by integer is equal to integer only. So if you want to get float, what we have to do is you have to take it as 1.0. Now it is float or double by integer is equal to double type. Okay. So with this one I am closing today's session. Just wait a minute.